In 2022, the West African nation of Burkina Faso experienced not just one coup, but 2 military coups in the same year. Within only 8 months, the country's leadership changed twice as soldiers seized power. They claimed the government had failed to stop growing terrorist violence. But what really happened in Burkina Faso in 2022? Why did soldiers overthrow their own government twice? And how did a young military officer suddenly become the leader of the country? In this video, we break down the dramatic story of the 2022 coup attempts in Burkina Faso and what they mean for the future of West Africa. For several years before 2022, Burkina Faso had been facing a severe security crisis. Armed extremist groups linked to Al-Qaeda and Islamic State were spreading across the Sahel region. These groups carried out attacks on villages, schools, and military bases. Millions of civilians were forced to flee their homes. By 2021, nearly 2 million people were internally displaced. The government at the time, led by President Roch-Marc Christian Kaboré, was widely criticized for failing to control the growing violence. Many soldiers felt poorly equipped and unsupported. Public frustration grew across the country. Protests broke out, with citizens demanding stronger action against insurgents. Inside the military, anger was also building. This tension would soon explode. On January 24, 2022, soldiers mutinied in several military barracks across the country. Gunfire was heard in the capital city, Ouagadougou. Soon after, the army announced that President Roch-Marc Christian Kaboré had been removed from power. The coup was led by Paul-Henri Sandaogo Damiba, a lieutenant colonel in the Burkinabe military. Damiba appeared on national television declaring that the military had taken control. He announced the creation of a new ruling body called the Patriotic Movement for Safeguard and Restoration, often known by its French acronym MPSR. The constitution was suspended. The government and parliament were dissolved. Damiba said the coup was necessary because the civilian government had failed to protect the country from extremist violence. Some citizens welcomed the takeover, hoping the military could restore security. But the challenges ahead were enormous. Despite promises of improvement, the security situation in Burkina Faso did not improve significantly after the coup. Attacks by militant groups continued. Large parts of the country remained outside government control. Many communities were still under threat. Critics began accusing the new military government of failing to deliver on its promises. Frustration grew again, this time inside the military itself. Some younger officers believed the leadership under Paul-Henri Sandaogo Damiba was ineffective. They believed stronger leadership was needed. Within months, tensions were once again rising. Another dramatic power struggle was coming. On September 30th, 2022, gunfire erupted again in Ouagadougou. Soldiers surrounded key government buildings. Soon after, a young army captain named Ibrahim Traoré announced that he had removed Paul-Henri Sandaogo Damiba from power. At just 34 years old, Traoré became one of the youngest leaders in the world. He accused Damiba of failing to deal with the insurgency and of losing the confidence of the military. After negotiations and mediation by regional leaders, Damiba agreed to step down and leave the country. Traoré then took control of the ruling military government. Like his predecessor, he promised to focus on restoring security and defeating extremist groups. The second coup shocked many observers. 2 coups in less than a year showed how unstable the political situation had become. The events in Burkina Faso raised serious concerns across West Africa. Regional organizations like Economic Community of West African States, known as ECOWAS, condemned the coups. They called for a return to democratic rule. The crisis also highlighted a wider pattern in the region. In recent years, several Sahel countries have experienced military takeovers. These include Mali and Niger. The combination of insecurity, weak governments, and public frustration has created conditions where military coups are becoming more common. The 2022 Burkina Faso coup attempts reveal the deep challenges facing the country. Terrorism, political instability, and economic hardship continue to test the nation. Today, Ibrahim Traoré remains the leader of Burkina Faso. But the key question remains: Can military rule bring stability and security? Or will the cycle of instability continue? Only time will tell. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and get the very best of international political affairs.